Hey teachers! In this video, I'm going to walk you through the question bank template, explaining every single column, what it means, and exactly how to fill it in. By the end of this, you'll be able to build your own question bank from scratch with total confidence. Let's get into it. So first, what is this template? It's a spreadsheet. Each row is one question, and each column tells the system something about that question. What type it is, how many marks it's worth, what the correct answer is. Once you fill it in and upload it, the system builds your quiz automatically. No extra setup needed. The first column is simply called question, and this is the text your students will actually see. Write it clearly. No tricks, no confusing language. If it's a fill-in-the-blank question, put for underscores where the gap is, like H2 is blank 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 blank. That gap is where the student types their answer. Next is the most important column, question underscore type. This tells the system what kind of question it is. There are 6 types. First, MC underscore single. That's a multiple choice question where the student picks one answer. Second, MC underscore multiple choice, but the student picks all correct answers. Third, true underscore false. The student just picks true or false. Fourth, short underscore text. The student types a short word or phrase. Fifth, fill underscore blank the sentence with a gap to complete. And sixth, numeric. The student types a number. Now here's what's important. You must type these exactly as I've shown. Lowercase, underscore, no spaces. If you type it wrong, the system won't recognize it. Then we have marks, simply how many points the question is worth. Put 1 for an easy recall question, 2 or 3 for something harder. Next is difficulty. Use the number 1 for easy, 2 for medium, and 3 for hard. This doesn't affect the marking, it's just for you, so you can filter and balance your assessments later. Now this one is optional, but I really recommend it. Bloom underscore level. This is based on Bloom's taxonomy, which is a framework that classifies the thinking skill your question is testing. You have 6 levels. Remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. So a question like, what is the capital of France, is remember. A question like solve for X is apply. Using this helps you make sure your exam isn't just testing memorization. It is testing real thinking. Next are 3 optional columns. Tags. These are keywords to help you organize your question bank. Separate them with commas, so you might write math, algebra, equations. Later you can filter by tag to quickly find questions on a specific topic. Then hint, this is a small clue you can give students if they get stuck. It shouldn't give away the answer, just nudge them in the right direction. And finally, explanation. This is shown to students after they submit. It explains why the correct answer is correct. I always fill this in because it turns every wrong answer into a learning moment. Now we get into the answer columns. For multiple choice and true-false questions, you have columns called option 1, option 2, all the way to option 8. These are the answer choices students will see. Next to each option is a column called as underscore correct, and you put a 1 if that option is correct, or a 0 if it's wrong. For a single answer MCQ, only one option gets a 1. For multi-answer MCQ, all the correct ones get a 1. For true-false, option 1 is true and option 2 is false, so if the answer is true, is underscore correct 1 gets a 1 and is underscore correct 2 gets a 0. Never leave is underscore correct blank, always put a 0 or a 1. For fill-in-the-blank, short text, and numeric questions, you use a different set of columns, blank 1, blank 2, and so on, up to blank 4. In blank 1 you type the correct answer, the word, phrase, or number you expect the student to write. Then there's blank 1 underscore match underscore type. This tells the system how to check the answer. You have 3 options. Exact means the student's answer must match your answer exactly. Great for single words like photosynthesis. Contains means their answer just needs to include your keyword. Good for longer responses. And numeric underscore range is for number answers where you want to allow some rounding. The last column is blank 1 underscore tolerance, and this only applies when your match type is numeric underscore range. It's the acceptable margin of error. So if the correct answer is 3.14 and you set a tolerance of 0.1, then any answer between 3.13 and 3.15 will be marked correct. If you want an exact number with 0 rounding allowed, just put 0 in the tolerance column. Leave this column completely blank for any question that isn't numeric. Okay, quick recap before we finish. Every row is one question. Always fill in question underscore type, marks, and difficulty. Those are required for every single question. For multiple choice and true-false, fill in the option and is underscore correct columns. For fill in the blank, short text, and numeric questions, fill in the blank and match underscore type columns. And the rest, bloom underscore level, tags, hint, explanation, are optional but highly recommended. That's it. It sounds like a lot, but once you do a few questions, it becomes second nature. And that's the complete breakdown of every column in the question bank template. If you want a written version of everything I just explained, there is a full Teacher as Guide document linked below. You can download it and keep it beside you while you build your questions. Thanks for watching and happy teaching!